Hi Year 3, happy Friday, I hope you're all okay today. Now a quick rewind to yesterday's learning. We were describing the mythical monster in our myth, Theseus, and what was our mythical creature called? The Minotaur, fantastic. Now we were using specific types of words to describe our Minotaur so that our reader really understands what that Minotaur looks like. And we had some wow words as well yesterday that we were learning to understand the meaning of and then applying them to describe our Minotaur. Here on the board, you can see some of your descriptions that you created at school and in home, and they are fantastic. The ravenous, bloodthirsty monster had bony horns and warm, wiry hair. It had murderous claws, sharp hoofs, muscular arms and thighs, and piercing scarlet eyes that stare straight through you. These are fantastic Year 3. We are so proud of you, and lots of you challenge yourselves to create those expanded noun phrases too. Who can remember what types of words we were using yesterday? Super, adjectives. Adjectives are single words that describe a noun, super. For example, the bony horns. Bony is my adjective, the horns are my noun. They are the thing on the Minotaur's body. Now, we are going to be using these descriptions over the next 2 weeks to improve our writing when we are writing the conflict part of our myth. So here on the board, you can see that extract from our text, Theseus and the Minotaur from our Greek myths books that describes the conflict. Today, I haven't highlighted the adjectives. Today, I have highlighted another feature for us to explore. Now, this is a feature that we already know. This is a rewind. I have highlighted 3 different sentences. Are they the same or are they different? I'm going to read the extract to you again, and then I want you to think about what these missing words are behind the boxes. What types of sentences are they? Are they different? Suddenly, his fingers brushed warm, wiry hair, then the bony curve of a horn. The Minotaur bellowed in his ear as it flung him through the darkness. It stamped on him with sharp hoofs. The string was knocked out of his hand. They fought in utter darkness. The monster, half man, half bull, crushed him between its hairy arms, and it lashed him with its tail. How exciting. So, can you remember what types of sentences these are? Let's see if you're right. Let's start with this one here. It stamped on him with sharp hoofs. What type of sentence is this? Well done, this is a simple sentence. What about this one here? The monster, half man, half bull, crushed him between hairy arms, and it lashed him with its tail. I notice that this is different to my simple sentence. It uses the word and. What type of word is that? It's a coordinating conjunction. So this is a compound sentence, super. And finally, this sentence here. The Minotaur bellowed in his ear as it flung him through the darkness. I'm sure lots of you can remember what type of sentence this is. We learned about this type of sentence in the last 2 weeks. Super. It is a complex sentence, and I'm sure lots of you noticed the subordinate clause in that sentence, which gave you a clue. Now, don't worry if you couldn't remember what these types of sentences were called, because today we're going to rewind and remind ourselves what each of these sentences mean so that we can write them ourselves. So today we are learning to use a range of sentences, simple, compound and complex. How old learning is retrieved and why, so that we can describe the conflict between Theseus and the Minotaur, the bloody battle between our characters. So let's look at each of those sentence types and remind ourselves what the features of each are. So here is our simple sentence from the text. It stamped on him with sharp hoofs. All simple sentences include a subject, which includes our noun, and a predicate, which includes a verb or a group of verbs. In this simple sentence, our subject is it. We know that it means the Minotaur. It is a pronoun for the Minotaur. Our predicate, stamped on him with sharp hooves. It describes what the Minotaur did, and it includes our verb, which is stamp. Our subject and our predicate makes a main clause. We add our punctuation to the end to create our simple sentence. Compound sentence. Our example sentence, the monster half man, half bull crushed him between its hairy arms and lashed him with its tail. Our compound sentences are created by joining two main clauses with a coordinating conjunction. We know our coordinating conjunctions are as though, and, so, but, and, or. In this compound sentence, our first main clause is the monster half man, half bull crushed him between its hairy arms. Our coordinating conjunction is and, which joins our next main clause, it lashed him with its tail. We add our punctuation and create our compound sentence. Finally, a complex sentence. The Minotaur bellowed in his ear as it flung him through the darkness. Our complex sentence is made by joining a subordinate clause to a main clause. We know that a subordinate clause always includes a, what type of conjunction? Super, a subordinating conjunction. And here in our thought bubble, you can see the subordinating conjunctions we know. When, if, because, as, although, and whilst. We noticed yesterday in your box set previews as well that lots of you were able to identify these subordinating conjunctions, which is great, Year 3, well done. So there are our three types of sentences. If you need to pause the video now and rewind to remind yourself what each of those sentences mean and how they are made up, then please do that now. Super. Okay, we're going to pause now and we're going to check that we understand these different types of sentences before we write our own. So here you can see three different sentences. They are all different types of sentences. You need to decide which one is a complex sentence, which one is a simple sentence, and which one is a compound sentence, using what you know. Pause the screen and talk about which sentences are each type. Okay, let's see. So our first sentence, the Minotaur bellowed. What type of sentence is that? I can see my subject, the Minotaur, and my predicate, bellowed. This must be a simple sentence. I'm going to join them there. My next sentence, the Minotaur bellowed at Theseus whilst Theseus attempted to scurry away. So as the Minotaur bellowed, Theseus attempted to scurry away, which means he tried to escape. I can see a subordinate clause here on my blue card. I can see the subordinating conjunction whilst. So this must be a complex sentence. And finally, the Minotaur bellowed at Theseus and lashed him with its muscular tail. Oh, I like that sentence. It includes our adjective from yesterday, our wow word, muscular. This must be a compound sentence because it includes a coordinating conjunction. The coordinating conjunction and. Well done, Year 3. I know that you would have all been great at matching those different sentences. Now, what we're going to do is watch a short video clip from the conflict in the myth. And then what we're going to do is write our own sentences to describe what is happening. We're going to try and write a range of simple, compound and complex sentences. So let's watch that short part of the video now. That's going to inspire our writing and give us lots of ideas. Just going to share the sound so that we can hear that.
They've put their faith in me.
Wait, Theseus! Tie this thread around your belt. It is the strongest silk, woven from the loom of Athena herself. I don't want to lose you.
Don't worry. I won't get lost.
So here we're moving from our powers where Theseus gets his gift to now he's going to meet our mythical monster.
Only a monster could live in a place like this. Minotaur.
Theseus!
Okay, I'm going to pause it there because together we are going to focus on writing some sentences about what we have just seen. So, here we can see a main clause. The Minotaur flung Theseus. We have our subject and our predicate. Now, what we need to try and do is improve this main clause to create a better simple sentence, a compound, or a complex sentence. We're going to use our rainbow grammar cards to do this. So this is going to be my turn, and I want you to watch how I do this. So here is the main clause, the Minotaur flung Theseus. Now, I could make this a simple sentence by just adding my punctuation to the end, okay? But I could improve this simple sentence even more. I could use my adjectives from yesterday to describe the Minotaur. So here, I could add in an adjective. One that I really liked from yesterday was bloodthirsty. I'm going to add that in here. The bloodthirsty Minotaur flung Theseus. That's improved already. I'm going to write here how I'm improving my main clauses. So I've added an adjective. I could actually give more information in this simple sentence. Well, where did the bloodthirsty Minotaur fling Theseus? He flung Theseus, I remember from the video, into the air. So I'm going to add that onto my predicate. I'm adding now my adverbial phrase to explain where, or a preposition. Into the air. The bloodthirsty Minotaur flung Theseus into the air. There's my simple sentence, my subject to my predicate, but it's so much more descriptive. So I can add adverbial phrases. So there is my simple sentence. Now, could I make this into a compound sentence? I know to make this a compound sentence, I need to take my punctuation away and use a coordinating conjunction. I can choose and, so, but, or. The bloodthirsty Minotaur flung Theseus into the air. Well, why did he do that? He flung him in the air, if you can remember, to look at him more closely. If I'm explaining why, I can use the coordinating conjunction so. The bloodthirsty Minotaur flung Theseus into the air, so he, my subject is still the Minotaur, could take a better look at Theseus. But I'm going to change Theseus to his meal, because remember, Theseus is the Minotaur's meal. So he could take a better look at his meal. As always, I need to underline my verb. So he's taking a better look at his meal. Okay? The bloodthirsty Minotaur flung Theseus into the air so he could take a better look at his meal. Add my full stop to the end. So now I've created a compound sentence. I've added in a coordinating conjunction. Now, the final type of sentence that we could create today is a complex sentence. So I'm going to take away my coordinating conjunction and my second main clause, and I'm going to take us back to our main clause. The bloodthirsty Minotaur flung Theseus into the air. Now, I want to add on my subordinate clause. I note my subordinate clause must begin with a subordinating conjunction. I know when, because, if, whilst, as, and although are my subordinating conjunction. Now, I remember that in the video, at the same time that the bloodthirsty Minotaur was flinging Theseus into the air, Theseus was trying to grab onto the Minotaur's horns. Okay, so that's what I want to describe. Now, if something's happening at the same time as something else, who can remember what subordinating conjunction to use? Super, whilst. I'm going to add that here. The bloodthirsty Minotaur flung Theseus into the air, whilst Theseus tried to cling onto its is the Minotaur horns. Full stop. The bloodthirsty Minotaur flung Theseus into the air whilst Theseus tried to cling on to its horns. Super, I've made a complex sentence. I'm just going to reflect here and think, how could I even improve this more? I could add an adjective. I remember yesterday I used the adjective bony to describe the horns, so I'm going to add that there. The bloodthirsty Minotaur flung Theseus into the air whilst Theseus tried to cling onto its bony horns. Super. I'm going to add in here subordinating conjunctions. Okay. Wow. Can you see how we developed a really simple main clause into 3 really great simple, compound and complex sentences? Now, this is what your job is going to be today. So today, year 3, we would like you to do exactly what I have just done. So it is your turn now. You need to use the main clauses to create simple, compound or complex sentences about the conflict between Theseus and the Minotaur. I put the link to the video with the battle so that you can watch the rest of it and then use the main clauses to create either simple, compound or complex sentences. I'm just going to show you those main clauses. So here are your main clauses. These main clauses describe what happens in the conflict in the video. You then need to use your rainbow grammar cards to improve these main clauses. It's up to you whether you want to create simple sentences, compound sentences, or complex sentences. If you want to challenge yourself, you can make a variation of all the types of sentences, okay? However, everybody can do this. Everybody can make a simple sentence. Okay, so use your rainbow grammar cards to do this. If you haven't got rainbow grammar cards, please write your sentences that you create onto a piece of paper. You can send us a photo of your rainbow grammar card sentences or your sentences that you write onto your paper. We're really looking forward to seeing them. Next week, if we fast forward, we'll be using these sentences and pulling them together to write a paragraph about the conflict. Super work, everybody. Keep aiming high and have a lovely weekend. Bye.